It's amazing. It's one of the best jobs I've ever had. It feels like going to work and having your dream job every day. And I've done a lot of jobs here at KTSY, and every job I've done has been one where I've drawn closer to Jesus and been able to take my friends with me.
It's amazing. It's like a ginormous family. When I first started working here, which is like 2 years ago, I was really scared because they're all like kind of crazy.
We're going to the ball game. We're going to the ball game. We're going to KTSY night at the ball game.
Ball game!
Ball game!
Ball game!
Ball game!
Ball game!
Woo!
But I kind of joined that crazy family, and they're always there for you. It's not like what I would imagine is a normal workforce kind of place. It's more caring, more like somewhere you want to be every day, somewhere that you know that if you're having a hard day and you're kind of grumpy, people will still love you at the end of the day, even though you can be a little annoying or upset, and they will still understand, and then you can come back the next day and everything will be fine. So I love working here and being able to be a part of something so great.
KTSY has had such an amazing history of uniting the Treasure Valley churches to work together, uniting Christians working together, and mobilizing the church into service, from providing food for a reservation that was devastated, to meeting wishes through the KTSY Christmas Wish program, to bringing people to Christ and creating an awareness among people that don't know God about Jesus, and even bringing them to a church and into a relationship with God. KTSY has such a special niche, and the great thing about it is that KTSY radio can do things that no other media can. You know, we live in a generation of everybody's got an iPhone or an iPod. We stream stuff online, the Facebook generation, all that stuff. But KTSY is so mobile, so portable. I listen to it in the morning when I'm getting ready. I listen to it in the car. It transcends so many different places that you can't right now use other media as easily. And so it's that friend that's always with you, that's uniting the church together, activating us to service and being involved in mission, and presenting the gospel of Jesus Christ. Christ said, if I'm lifted up, I'll draw all men to myself. And KTSY is lifting up Jesus Christ, both through the music, the ministry, the family in action outside of the airwaves, the online community. KTSY is lifting up Jesus.
Give us inspiration every day. The girls will write something down. And on the board, one of them said, be the change you want to see in the world. So I think why it's important that KTSY is on the air is because we want to change the world. We want to make a difference in Idaho. We want people to have an outlet for Christ and be able to, when you're having a really hard day, be able to go somewhere, even if it's just your car or you're hibernating in there, or maybe it's your office. It doesn't matter. You have a place, and that's why I think it matters to have KTSY on the air. We want to be the change in the world.
It was a car accident on the highway, and somebody called in and said there's a bumper sticker on the back of their car that, you know, a KTSY bumper sticker, and the car had slid underneath a semi. It was really, and they're like, I don't know, you know, maybe your listeners could pray. And so Jerry's like, absolutely. So he stopped and prayed, and didn't think much about it. A week later, he got a call from a lady that had said, I just wanted to call and thank you. I was that lady that was in that car accident, and when the accident happened, the car shut off everything but the radio. And so I heard you pray for me, and that was so encouraging to be able to hear you pray for me and the music.
One of my most favorite stories would have to be something that happened just within a month now. I got a call in the afternoon, on the afternoon show, from a girl who wanted to be my KTSY weather kid. Well, you know, kind of by definition, a weather kid is a kid. And this girl was 20 years old. And my initial knee-jerk reaction was to be like, I'm sorry, you're too old, but for whatever reason, I was like, no, I need to just go with this. And so I said, okay, cool, you know, and I let her be my weather kid and just played it and moved on. And the next day, we got an email from her mom. And her mom was just so grateful in this email. And she went on to explain that even though her daughter was 20 years old, mentally she was about 12 because of a syndrome that she had. And that as a mom, she was just so grateful that we would let her daughter do something like that. And you know, the weather kit is something that's just, it's cute and it's fun, but you might think it's kind of silly. Like, how could that possibly impact somebody? For that girl, that day, and her mom, that made the difference in that day for her. And things like that, everything from something simple and small like that to helping to feed thousands of people during Christmas or everything in between, just brings out these stories that are so amazing to be a part of. And whether you're on the KTSY staff, whether you volunteer, or whether you're part of the family that supports financially, those are stories that we are creating together.
That's like trying to ask me to pick my favorite song. But I remember one story about somebody who came to be exposed to Christian music and really ultimately to the message of the gospel after hearing Christian music inside a tanning bed. Somebody else turned on Christian radio and they weren't really excited about it, but after they listened for a while, they're like, huh, this music isn't too bad. And kept listening and ended up turning their whole life around and giving their heart to Christ.
The next 5 years, I dream for KTSY that we become the #1 radio station in the Treasure Valley. That the station the most people listen to out of everybody in this valley is a Christian music station that's based right here in the valley. I dream that this valley would then know that Jesus Christ is relevant because KTSY has helped bring people who are passionately in love with Jesus, who've experienced Him in their heart, and then taken them and given them opportunities to impact the world outside the Christian world. That people would say, wow, we used to think that Christians were arrogant or political or into themselves or judgmental, but I've seen more Christians in the past 5 years picking up trash on the side of the street, helping out the homeless, repainting houses, being involved in real practical ways. There must be something about the God that they talk about because it actually works. And that's what I dream for this family over the next 5 years. As a general manager, I dream of new stations. I dream of expanding our influence. I dream of Twin Falls being like KTSY, incredibly powerful and strong and building. I dream of our second station here in the valley being a strong success. I dream of a new building. I dream of a bigger staff that are able to do more things better. I dream of an online community and an online ministry that we probably even haven't been able to completely get our heads wrapped around yet. But bottom line, what I dream is this ministry being used by God to unite His people and putting them in a place of elevation where people see them, and an unbelieving world has to face the fact that Jesus is alive, and He's alive in His church.
Growth. That means we're doing our job, that we'd have more listeners who come to know Christ, who have hope again, who understand what it means to be forgiven. That's my dream for KTSY, that we can reach people who need to hear us, who need to know who Jesus is and what He has done for us. That would be the ultimate.
Many, many, many people that tell us that they're part of the reason why they are in heaven. I know that even if we hit just one, even if we touch just one life, it'll be worth it. But I'm hoping and praying that there'll be many, many people in heaven who listened to KTSY.
What I hope is said about the KTSY family is that we gave it our all. And of course you always hear this, God comes down, Jesus is there, we're all in front of Him, and He says, well done, my good and faithful servant. Wouldn't that be the ultimate? To see Jesus and telling and hearing Him say, well done my daughter, well done my son. You did a good job. You ran a good race. You gave it your all. It'd be pretty cool.
I would like to say thank you for making a difference in a common person's life. I want to say thank you for your support, for your trust in us, and how much love that you want to share with the community. I think it's amazing how much you your support goes and how far God stretches it when we don't have anything or we don't make our goal financially. God has always provided, and I want to thank you guys who have been there and have given your hard-earned money to make sure that the ministry continues and that it will reach somebody, even if it's that mom that's having a hard day or if it's the dad that's home with the kids. It doesn't matter. You're making the difference, and you're the one who's changing the world.
And supported it really, really well over the years. And whether you've been a part of that since 1990 or just in the last few years or few months, thank you for doing that. And together we can do so many amazing things around this valley. Thank you for being a part of that.
Thanks for sacrificing your money and your time to help God's kingdom grow, and that's exactly what it's doing. Thank you especially to the volunteers that I work with closely, and they make such a huge difference in every event that we have, and I'm so appreciative of their time.
I want to thank the Giving family for believing in us and for trusting us that we will follow God and send that money where it needs to go. And I want to thank you for your love and support and for always being there and for being there for each other.
I want to thank you for giving of your time and of your the money that you give to support this station. Thank you for listening and being part of our family.
Overwhelmed with how giving people are. When I sit down and do my bills and I'm thinking, oh man, look at that, it's short. And then I come to work and we receive these checks in the mail, donations from people who are so touched with what the ministry of KTSY is all about and what we do, spreading the gospel, sharing God's love for everyone. I'm at a loss for words with how thankful I am for that. It just goes to show how generous, how they're living what they believe, and I'm just thankful, so thankful.
The fact that you have chosen KTSY to entrust a portion of the money that has been entrusted to you by God is a humbling thing. Most days I come to work with some kind of realization that I get to do what I get to do. I get to be a part of this amazing family because you gave. And I want to thank you on behalf of myself. Thank you for investing in KTSY so I can come to a place where I love to work and I get to share Jesus and I get to talk to thousands of people about him every day. Thank you for investing in my family to provide a livelihood so I can take care of my kids and my wife. But way more importantly than that, thank you for investing in the Treasure Valley, because together we're able to do something that is greater than the sum of our parts through Jesus. And that's what's amazing, to know that we could be going a million different directions, but because together we have financially supported KTSY, my family does as well, that we're able to do something greater together. And to me, that's what the gospel is right there, that together we can do something great in the name of Jesus. So thank you.
You've remained faithful and steady. You remain constant, which has been a lifeblood for us. And there's really not a way to say thank you for that, except to simply say the obvious, which is thank you, and wait until you see the full reward of your investment in this station. And we see it day to day, but when we see it all together in heaven, it's going to be absolutely, completely astonishing. And so all I can say is, from the bottom of my heart, thank you. And then say, just wait. Your reward is going to be huge.